In 2013, my son Paul was diagnosed with a low-grade glioma in his brain. He had surgery when he was 5 to remove most of it, and a year and a half later started chemotherapy as the remainder started to grow. It was at that time that our social worker came to us and said that Paul could qualify for a wish.
I remember the phone call though. You called me and said, I talked to Geo and they want to grant a wish for Paul.
And it was at that moment that he said, I know what I want for my wish. He said, I want a fort built in the woods so we can all be together.
During the last year's event, at the end, Greg walked up and put those big paws on you like he does and says, hey, I want you to do something for me, and it's hard to say no to Greg. So I said, yeah, absolutely, just tell me what you need.
The wish was something different, and it kind of fell into our wheelhouse, being a fort construction project. So basically, Greg came to me and said, I've got something I want you to do, and explained it to me, and couldn't say no.
Paul was just ready to go. Like, he had ideas, he knew what to do, and
He sat in his hospital room while getting treatment, and he built a Lego of a fort that he wanted in his backyard.
So the goal was to try to get as much as we could from that model to make it feel like it was his design.
Paul got to say, I want a balcony, I want a loft,
and it was okay. We were fine with whatever. You want it, we'll build it.
And I think like Teresa and Todd were like, oh no, you're not, you don't need a second floor. No, this is just like a little playhouse. And Gio said, no, he's gonna have a second floor, and he's gonna have a balcony, and there was no limit on this as far as creativity. Whatever Paul thought in his mind that he wanted, they were gonna do.
Matter of fact, the drawings say Paul Chapman Design Company, the drawings I submitted for the permit. And I put that little logo of his fort on the drawings, and it ended up on the shirts. So I tried to make it his design company and his designs.
Mike Strauser gave me the project, and typical Valley fashion, it was, here's a project, let's go attack it, let's figure out our resources and get it done.
When I went to Justin and told him what we were going to do, he immediately said, I know exactly who to put on there. So he put Bob Dallas on the project, and Bob was unbelievable. He was really warm, knew what we were doing, really cared about Paul and Mark, wanted to make sure that they got involved and stayed involved. And I think he took a lot of pride in the fact that he was able to get them involved with the project.
I would say that the two boys will probably never forget the summer of 2016 because they got to be carpenters and contractors. and I would bet if you ask the carpenters and contractors, they probably won't forget the summer of 2016 either.
I know that I will never be able to make a summer better than that for them.
This was a special project to begin with, and we put the right people on it, and they made it that much better.
From what we hear, it's a happy place. They spend a lot of time out there. And I remember when I first left here and went home and I started doing some sketches, I kind of came up with the fort idea, but I put a smile face on it and said, this is always going to be a happy place.
Paul's face, his smile, oh, you could have just...
Because he knows he designed it. He knows that
it's his.
It's his.
And he named it.
Fort Courage. It's gonna make me cry.
I know.
We were all given gifts and talents, and a situation comes up, you have to look at yourself and figure out, what can I offer? What can I provide? How can I help the family in need?
You know, for years, our involvement was basically sponsorship, writing a check, which is amazing what the donations, the monetary donations do. You're still working on wishes. You're granting wishes in a different way.
The gala is so much bigger than just
One night.
It's
Right.
so much bigger than that. That room of people make such a huge difference. And I think sometimes they leave and they don't think they made a difference, but just being there, they have done
More.
They've done so much more
Right.
than they can even imagine.
Right.
When we finish this project, Greg will tell you, I said, what's next? And whether it's another wish like this or any other thing that's asked, the answer is yes.
We're so blessed. And it's, you don't realize how much you got until you have to help.
I never thought in a million years that I would be helping with a wish for someone I know. But that is what's going to drive me to keep helping, because next year it might not be a family I know, but it might be a family that you know.
I'd like to say thank you to everyone that had a part in making Paul's wish come true. From Valley Interiors and all of their amazing workers, from Dave Acom and his amazing ability to take Paul's Lego creation and turn it into an amazing fort, and all of the people who put their thumbprint on this fort. We just really want to thank you. And for all the people who attend the WSO Gala, we want to thank you so much for all of your support, because it's because of you that Paul was able to get his wish. And for the coming years, all the other families that have to go through this hard time with their kids, they have something to look forward to by getting their child's wish granted. Thank you.